Hello, my name is Agosobame, your friend for Greater Nigeria and the best things of life. Um, I guess it's happy Christmas and happy New Year in advance. We have a few days before it's Christmas and New Year. But I want to talk today to our young people. You know, I want to say something that I hope you will find useful. You know, I used to know a young man who run around from one celebrity to the other, from one elite to the other, and he dropped names in his conversation of celebrities and great men across the country. He ran all the way from Adamawa to Lagos and Lagos and back, and all the cities in between, you know. And but he thought that it's the connections that will give him greatness. Um, Not knowing that connection is good actually, but you've got to bring value to the people you seek to be connected to, or to the people you're connecting with. Otherwise, not much is going to come out of that connection, and that's exactly what happened to him. Because he was empty, he was shallow, he had no value that he was bringing to those relationships, those connections that he sought, and so most of the people avoided him. And those who tolerated him actually turned him into an errand boy because he had no value except to be sent around, and the rest fit. And he's dropped out of circulation now because he didn't have personal value, didn't have any value of his own. It brings to mind what pastor and writer and international speaker Sunday Adela just said. He said, you've got to increase your value to be relevant in life. If you want to be relevant, then you've got to have value. See, I tell people that it's not the table you sit on, but the value you bring to the table. It is not the table you sit on, but the value you bring to the table that will determine which part of the table you will sit on. And connections, like I said, are important, but much more important than connection and what will give you relevance in life is the value you bring to those connections, the value you bring to life. And when I talk about value here, I am talking about contribution. What contribution are you bringing to life? And that's the value we're talking about here. And for you as a young man, a young woman, someone who is starting out in life, whether in business, academics, whatever it is that you want to pursue as a vocation in life, for you to have value, you've got to increase your skill levels, your skill sets, your skill levels. That means you've got to work on yourself. It's like a journalist. You want to have value as a journalist, then you've got to read more, practice pronunciations more. And so when you read, if you are a broadcaster and you cast news, you do it with such class and such finesse that you are given that role to play over and over, and other stations are looking for you because you're going to bring value to that station. So to have value and be marketable, you've got to work on yourself. And so when I talk to young people, I tell them, do not be concerned a lot about the people you know, the people you relate with. It's important to know people and relate with people, but they're not going to value you if you do not have personal value. So at the first instance, you've got to work on yourself. You've got to build your skills. You've got to improve yourself. Therefore, spend more time reading. Spend more time developing your mind. Spend more time building up your skill sets. And so when you step out there and relate with people, you're going to bring value to that relationship, and the people are going to value you. They're going to love your company. They're going to seek you. And you see, they will then help open doors for you that will lead to promotion in life. So young man, young woman, work on your skill sets, work on improving yourself, on increasing your abilities. That way you will have more relevance in life. Relevance is about contribution and not about connection. If you contribute well to whatever relationship you find yourself, then it will give you the connections you need to go on and do well in life. So always remember, it's not the table you sit on, but the value you bring to the table. So I ask you today, what are you bringing to the table of life? Think about that. Work on yourself. I remain Agosobamei, your friend for Greater Nigeria and the best things of life. We will talk again.